Okay, so this video, I'm going to kind of go over what I think is happening, and we're going to talk about the current state of research on this topic, which I think is lacking incredibly and would actually be quite a boon to the fields of neuroscience and neurophysiology. For whatever reason, I assume it would be because of the stigma attached to the concept of energy work, which again, I'm attempting to, through this video series, to sort of soften that stigma, because I don't believe in energy per se. I'm very agnostic. I follow the research, I follow discovery, I follow what we can objectively prove, even though I'm having a bit of a problem trying to determine exactly what objectivity means when you are a purely subjective being. But all in all, let's kind of break this down. All right, we know that you can create sensations in the realms of all of your senses. Tactile is typically what people are referring to the most when they're talking about energy work. So, like with auditory work, right? You can practice it to the point to where you can actually hear what you are practicing. Visually, you can do this the same. You know, you can create shapes and colors and designs within your actual visual field, and you can visually see it. Like, you can see it, right? I can see that circle. I can do it tactily, right? I can create sensations to where I actually feel it tactilely. You can do proprioceptive manipulations to where you can for me, I have to be in more of a trance state to do this, but where I can, raise my hand and feel my hand raised when it's actually still on my knee. You can manipulate how you're oriented in space, right? You can just twist and twirl yourself in your mind space, and it feels like you are actually doing that. So these are very powerful practices that can deeply influence and amplify how you carry out your meditation practices, from helping you induce lucid dreams quickly. Like I'm talking, on a good day, you can go from fully awake to fully within a lucid dream, or a quote unquote out of body experience, right, in about 15 minutes. It just helps. It helps because you are, when you're in a lucid dream, your senses are being overtaken anyway by, mental constructs and visualizations and auditory sensations and tactile sensations, right, within your lucid dream. So I think being able to engage those circuits, right, being able to willfully turn that stuff on really helps with the process of getting into that state. Okay, so a few theories here. One possibility is, I'm not exactly sure how this would work, but when you do these things, it feels like, and I'm sure, side note, I'm sure all of your senses are a little different, right? I'm sure the mechanism that comes into play when you're performing energy work for whichever sense is fairly different than some of the other ones, okay? Like creating visual images, I mean, that can't be a feedback mechanism, I don't think. There's no mechanism for feeding signals to your eyes. I don't think there is. I don't know. Okay, but there are nerves that signal out right, into your limbs and your body and stuff. So they may have something to do with kicking a signal out, somehow creating some sort of feedback that makes the sensation come to life. Another possibility is simply that it's, they're mechanisms in your own brain. Okay, it never leaves your brain, right? It's just something happening in your brain where you're just, initiating some sensation of one of your senses, and it's making it feel real. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do with this. You can induce a sensation of being able to feel things outside of your body, like I don't know. I mean, one of the energy practices we'll talk about later is creating an object, right? A mental object that's outside of your body, and you'll move it around your body, and you'll be able to feel it. And it's not even, within the realm of your body. It's 2-3 feet away from you, and you're just swinging it around with your mind, mentally swinging around it, and you can feel it as, your tactile ability, your ability to sense things tactily outside of your body becomes heightened. Not that you can really actually do that. I mean, I don't know if you can really actually do that, but you're creating that sensation inside of your mind. Another thing people have talked about, I've never been able to do this, but being able to induce full 360 vision within a lucid dream. So, meaning that you can see what's in front of you, you can see what's to the side of you, you can see everything behind you, you can see all the way up and over and down and under, and you just have full 3D 360 vision. I don't know if that would, like 3-axis 360 vision, right? That's crazy that's possible. I've never been able to do it. I've always wanted to experience that. It's always sounded really cool to me. But I hear that, getting lost, like it becomes disorienting, because all of a sudden the meaning of up and down and left and right just vanish, and you're just there seeing everything in all directions at once, which, yeah, just very cool, right? Let's see what else. Interoceptive abilities. These are actually useful in monitoring your own body. So what this is, and again, this is something we'll talk about in a later video, how to do this, how to get started doing this, where you begin to sense your internal organs, things that are inside of your body, right? So you'll be able to start to feel your liver, for instance, and the liver has a very, very specific. Once you create that connection to it, it's got a very specific sensation to it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to, like, for me, that feeling feels like oily almost. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very vivid, warm oil sort of feeling. How would I describe this? Maybe like a turgid oil, an oil that's a solid. I can't. I don't know. It's all I know is it's a very different sensation than many of the other areas of the body. You can work on feeling your kidneys, your heart, your stomach, right, your lungs, your intestines, your bladder, just all sorts of stuff. And when you get good enough, you can actually detect when something is amiss, or if something's wrong in your body, just like, getting a stomach ache or getting a headache, right? But on a much more personal and in-depth level. With you become very, mentally locked in with your body. I think this is something that as a culture we have totally ignored as a viable health related capability. So yeah, a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with this, with these practices, but neurologically, neurophysiologically, what is happening? Like I said, it's either some sort of a feedback mechanism, and again, like every sense may be a little different, or it's something happening in the brain. But the disappointment here is that given the incredible increase in research of meditation, like, meditation research and research into, different meditative states in the academic realm, even in the independent scientific research realm. If you look at a graph, Google's got this graph, maybe I'll throw it up here if I remember to, that graphs the amount of research on, you can look up different topics. It graphs the amount of, topic words used in research papers since like the 1930s or something. And meditation research is just like nothing. And then in the 60s, 60s and 70s, it kicks up a little bit. And then, the 80s, a little bit more. And then the 90s, it's really starting to turn. Early 2000s, and it's like, just like cranking up. And then after that, it's just like this, vertical, just rocketing up of research on meditation. I have not found not one paper on the anomaly known as energy work, which is just stupefying to me. How is that possible that people are not researching this anomaly? It's a real anomaly. It really produces real effects, subjectively, that you can really perceive, and it has a very incredibly profound effect on your ability to meditate. So how is this not something that is being researched? I'm just I'm kind of aggravated that we are still so afraid of the stigmatization of researching something like that. Now, it may be that there has been some research done on it, and they were so terrified of the stigma that they did not include anything close to the terms of like energy work, right? Like they may have done it under a consciously induced neural feedback exercises or something, right? But I've searched quite a lot, and I haven't found anything. Not anything. The closest thing are some of the later studies, the rubber hand experiment, if you know what that is, where they put a divider, okay, and so you can't see your own hand, and they put a rubber hand there instead. Okay, so they have your hand behind a shield, you can't see it, and there's a rubber hand there instead. And then somebody on the other side of the table takes a brush and brushes the back of your real hand while also brushing the back of the rubber hand. So you're seeing him brush the back of the rubber hand, and you're feeling him brushing the back of your own hand, of your real hand. And then they come out and stick a fork in the hand, or they hit it with a hammer in the rubber hand. And participants have said that they can actually feel something happening. Like they can actually feel that happening, even though it was just the rubber hand that got hit or stabbed with a fork or whatever. And yeah, there's other experiments. I forget what the guy's name is that does these. They're experiments where they induce an out-of-body-like experience, where they put a set of VR goggles on you, and then they put the camera to the VR goggles behind you, so you're seeing your own back in the camera. And I forget the whole setup, but yeah, it ends up making you have this sensation like you are not in your body anymore. So those are close-ish, right? They're kind of getting there, creating sensations that don't really exist, or creating, perceptions that are not, true of the reality of what's going on. But all the same, I'm still kind of disappointed in the neuroscience and neurological research, neurophysiological research communities, that nobody has head-on directly attacked and investigated the anomaly known as quote-unquote energy work. Because it may not be real energy, can't say if it is or if it isn't, but the effects are very real, and profound, and real and profound influences on meditation practices. So yeah, if you guys know anybody that's a neuroscientist, or works at a neurological research lab or whatever, share this video with them. And I would love to see some real research done on this stuff, because I am truly curious as to what is happening, how it works, why it's working. Is it a feedback mechanism? Is it just an induction mechanism that you're creating sensations in your brain? I don't know, but knowing that could help us, better amplify the practices, or knowing exactly what's happening, right, with different brain waves and stuff, could help us better understand the practice and develop even better practices. All right, so that's my little rant here. I will see you guys in the next video. Please, I'm trying to grow my subscribers here. I, in fact, have research of my own that I am working on, and if I could, start gaining a subscribership and followers, and be able to, start make a little extra money on the side from the channel, that would really help fund my own research projects. So that's it. Please like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.